My greatest challenge will be not to change focus into the place that people come from. I've been here 4 years and have watched it rapidly change from the moment I've arrived, from a real sleepy little town, which I call the 1930s Key West. That's what it reminded me of. There were dogs sleeping in the street and there were about 10 taxis. About 6 months later, an article came out in the Wall Street Journal which mentioned this place, and everything began. Everybody wanted to come here and see what was going on. So it changed.
I born here and I grow here. I don't want to go nowhere else from. I would go and visit in different country, but I want my life to be here. It's kind of a little sad to see the change that's going on. The tourism started to increase here in Bocas, in the area. A lot of local people started to dispose of their property.
Los desarrollos, hay varios tipos de desarrollos, pero algunos que pueden amenazar al pueblo. Algunos desarrollos turísticos, otros residenciales en gran escala. Esto perjudica en cierta parte al medio ambiente, a la cultura nuestra, y en realidad no es rentable, el beneficio no es a largo plazo para el pueblo.
Most of the people move into an area and decide to create where they've been, and so they're trying to bring it with them. They want everything that's here, but they also want the city they came from, and you probably can't have both. The place you left behind you can't recreate here. You're going to have to be able to adapt and become part of this. You're going to have to change yourself to become part of this. That will probably be the biggest challenge, is for people and developers to understand that the tropics and the jungle are very alive, and they're very difficult to work with. And if you try to create something that doesn't fit, it doesn't work, and in the end, it fails.
Entonces nosotros estamos poniéndonos a esto. O sea, yo no me opongo a los inversionistas que no realicen ni una mejora. Lo hagan, pero que sea una escala donde no afecte a la naturaleza ni a la cultura nuestra.
I'm thinking about what could happen in the future, in 10 years, 15 years. Maybe this place could be destroyed. You never know. I hope it not. Some developers going to come and going to destroy some of the environment. But then if I put that into a parenthesis, that is progress. It's progress to coming into a community. I am going to hope that the progress that go on, it maintain a balance.
We had a piece of land for sale with a gentleman who was very, we'll say, particular about who he sold to. And he had a certain set of criteria of who could buy this land. So it took us over a year to find the right group that fit his criteria. Finally, this group, Playa came along, and we had a talk with them, and we told them what his vision of this land was and what he's looking for. We then sat and talked for quite a long time, many, many days, about where their project was going to head and where it could go, what they could do different as compared to other projects that already exist here. What could you do that would be more environmentally friendly? What could you do that would be more culturally friendly? What could you do just to have a nicer project all around? You may not make as much money, but you have a better project. In the end, maybe a more successful project.
The plan that they had for the property, it was a satisfaction for me knowing that I would be passing my property in good people's hands.
With Playa Pristina, they're trying to create a project that better fits this location. It's not as energy consumptive, it's not as big a footprint, it's a lot of knots. So I think they're doing well.
We have a unique situation here at the village of Playa Pristina. One half, we have preserve and essentially virgin rainforest. And on the other, we have a landscape that's been denuded where over the last 20 years there's been cattle. So we have an opportunity to preserve half the property, keep it in its original intact state where you have all the original trees, you have a number of species of reptiles, monkeys, birds. The amount of butterflies are incredible. We don't have to cut down any trees. We don't have to denude the landscape. So now we have this opportunity to come in, put homes, put a community center, put some really nice environmentally conscious structures in place.
Each home is going to be self-sustainable. It's going to have its own rain catchment system, its own composting toilet system, and also its own solar system. The homes are going to follow a certain footprint all around them. It's going to be a garden, basically. The materials of the homes and also the colors are going to blend into nature. The materials that are going to be used won't harm the environment, but are going to work with it.
What we're trying to do here is integrate with the locals, integrate with the Panamanians, make their culture part of ours, not alienate them with our culture. In this area, the schools aren't the best. The level of education is fairly low in terms of how we view our Western sense of education. They're definitely wise in the environment, and the real world is what I call it. Most of these guys are sustain themselves off the islands and off the properties they live on. So we're utilizing that here. Rather than using our culture, our values to tell them what to do, it's an integration. It's utilizing their knowledge, their abilities to meet our needs.
We plan on integrating the indigenous culture into what we're doing, first of all, by learning from them. Simply having studied them, their habitat, the way they live, the way they coincide with Mother Nature, and kind of taking that idea or that philosophy and extrapolating it to apply to Playa Pristina. And in the process, coexisting with Mother Nature, if you will. Not taking from, but seeing how much we're able to give back to. And in the process, what we take from that is a tremendous amount of laughter, great friends, and in the process, keeping the indigenous with us, those folks that want to be with us, and helping us to keep maturing the whole idea of Playa Pristina.
The village of Playa Pristina is going to avoid boundaries. It's going to avoid walls, fences, physical and cultural. We're going to try to integrate as much as possible the local culture into the community itself. Try to bring in those experiences that the indigenous have had in the area and give us an opportunity to see how they live in the environment.
Nosotros tenemos que trabajar en coordinación con todas las diferentes organizaciones, grupos, para mantener el equilibrio del desarrollo entre el equilibrio de la cultura y la naturaleza.
I hope the change that coming, it may benefit also local people in the sense that people will be able to have something to do, maybe get a job. But I will hope that we organize ourselves and be responsible in all our acts.
Sí, siempre cuando visiten nuestra tierra están bien para recibir y que todo lo que quisiera pues, y lo que deseen de apoyar a nuestras comunidades también lo recibimos y que también como nosotros respetamos a la cultura extranjera, así también se nos debe respetar nuestras culturas.
And I invite people to come here and see it, look at it, walk around, look at it, and then you take your determinations. And if you come here with intention, with a good intention to stay, please live with community, people from the community, and you'll be in a paradise in Bastimento, because that's what it is here. And I invite you to come.